Oh, my intro was so good too. Oh, my intro was so good. It was such an excellent intro that you heard none of because I was muted. Oh well. Well, here's today's matches, guys. In the APAC region, in a packed lineup, it is. You see what I did there? I took the name APAC and I turned it into a thing. Whatever, it's fine. Here we go. Today's match is opening up with Hajime and Lciop, then JupiterKing and Griko. That guy's also known as Miku in some circles. Hajime and Oyasu, Yuya and KK Pandora, and Jack. A battle of the young Japanese players, Igor and Rad, Sandbox online, and then of course we go back around and do the whole thing over again. Gonna be a whole lot of fun here today as you and me and all these great Clash Royale players. And okay, we are wasting no time in getting right on in to the action, but it does sound like we have, do we have sound? Do we have game sound? Let me go ahead and check with that and make sure it's not just me. Nope, it is not just me. Okay, we have no game sound coming from the booth, so I will let you know as soon as we get the game sound sort of situation sorted out. But right now, we'll just have to wait until the game sound is actually going. And yes, I need to reload the capture art. This match will be just me, guys, for this first game of Lciop versus Higher. And the return of Bomb Tower. Piggy's so strong right now. Bomb Tower back in the mix now with the Tesla nerf. And what a better time to have more Bomb Tower. And again, guys, we'll have game sounds back in our second game. Minor wall breakers. I said this the other day, probably the big winner of the Ban Olympics, or not the Ban of the Buff Olympics, didn't really get buffed, but with all the changes, minor wall breakers back in the meta again. Lciop versus Higher. Is this a joke? Says someone over on the YouTube chat. And I don't know why this is a joke, but we are getting the greatest Chinese player of all time up against easily probably one of the most important players out of China. You have a CRL world champion and a CRL runner-up. And that's what we have this morning. Or this evening, wherever you might be. Man, game sounds are such a benefit when you're having these matches go, but we will get them back in for game number 2. So, Bar Barrel recruits Cage. Zappy's going to be an interesting choice because setting them up in the back end can help out a little bit. Or this afternoon, says Ubadullah Abrams. Ubaidullah. Working on it. I'll figure it out. And this is feeling real rough right now for Lciop as things are turning around. Just going ahead to eat the minor damage is Higher. Hey, Jonesy, saying Richard just won my first grand challenge about 10 minutes ago. Congratulations, Jonesy. What awesome cards did you get? Log to the left-hand side with the bats on the right. That's the thing about Bomb Tower in this matchup is it cleans up so much of these big pushes. You have so much on the board, and then Bomb Tower just eats it all up. Zappy's the late pickup for the minor. Not supporting with the poison here is Lciop. And the log doesn't quite get the bat touch. Fireball in 607 left-hand side, trying to get to the Bomb Tower. Is Higher, but the Knight stops it. Good heal spirit, but that minor might put this out of touch, and it does. A minor puts it in poison range. Doesn't need the poison. GG, well played. Higher, losing game number 1 to Lciop. And did I time it well? I did time it well. Oh, good morning, everybody. I am real tired, and I am waiting for the game sounds to come back in. Let's see the chat here from on. See, we have some JPZ saying, yo to you too, Repo Bear, what's happening? Prediction for the finals. They will happen. My prediction? Oyasu versus Rad, says Matthias. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Miroslav saying, thanks for waking up so early for us. Oh my god, it's almost not feeling worth it. I am so tired right now. I got to bed so late, and I'm up so early. Frank, hoping for an Igor comeback. We'll see if that's possible. And Bavesh just faced a Mother Witch playing Golem Clone. Well, that serves you right, sir. That serves you right. That's what I say about that. Good evening from the Netherlands. Says, Duaputra good. Oh, good afternoon from the Netherlands. Says Duaputra. Well, good afternoon to you too. Never been. Maybe one day. Is it morning there? Oh my god, it's so early. It's 6 a.m. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I should be asleep right now. I should be asleep for 2 more hours. Right now, yeah. What time is it? You should be yawning. It's 6 a.m. Sagnik saying needed some chicken korma for lunch. Ooh, lamb korma, actually. I make chicken korma. I prefer lamb korma, though. Is Igor trolling in this tourney? I don't know. Hannah says good night. Well, okay. And I see some other comments. I'm gonna hide those, but I see them. Good afternoon from Greece, says John. Yeah, it would be nice for the afternoon for me. Will the Last Chance qualifier be broadcast in the official CRL channel? Yes. Yes, it will. And I'll be there for it alongside you. I will be there for it with you guys. And I'm very excited. It's 3 p.m. where you are. Well, we're going to get to game number 2 here in just a moment. We're waiting for them to fix the game sounds, guys. And once they fix that, we'll be ready to rock. Let's see. I know Rich, I have a chicken korma recipe saved still. Oh, have you tried it? Have you tried my recipe? Have you used it? Is it good? Now I'm excited. Now I'm really excited about it. Fraz with the good morning. Royal Holic. I see that. Good evening. Everyone very excited to be here this morning. Me. Wishing I had coffee, but I can't make it yet because my kid's still asleep. Frio is watching in school. Well, that's a play. You know, listen to your school. Listen to school. Like, do your school. You know what I mean? No game sounds again. Is that really what's happening? Oh, we got it. And it's the Electro Giant. EMEA, excuse me, EMEA will be later today on a different channel, not on mine. I believe on Eric's channel today. Dear Raj, I can't wait for the weekend. So, yeah, I get you. Do I miss the team format? Obviously, I miss the team format, but it's never coming back. There are positives to the solo format, but I do miss the team format. And doesn't need the King Tower activation. Already done. Just keeping the tower damage down to a minimum. But the bait pressure coming on in. Here for hire. So interesting going double bait wall breakers here for hire, having not seen a Mother Witch yet. E-Giant, as Harshith is pointing out, has become a lot less prevalent since the balance changes. That 4% HP reduction turning out to be fairly impactful. .1082 on the right-hand side, and Lciop in a lot of trouble early. Now down to under 1,000 on the right-hand side is Lciop's right-hand tower. Higher holding on as he sets up a cannon cart in the back. Sandy, OP mod in the building. Lightning will not put the Electro Giant on tower. Maybe a bit of a need to, but wouldn't anyway move. and 2 healthy cannon carts on the board. The NATO trying to slow them down, it doesn't really do the job. Stops one, not the other. Even with the King Tower activation and the Mother Witch. Lciop just unable to break through, and then it'll stop the damage as well. What happened to my voice? It's 6 a.m. and I'm exhausted. And again, controlling the NATO. And Mother Witch going to get taken down way in the backfield, I believe, and that should be pretty close to GG here. No big spell, so Higher does have to get on tower. There's no direct damage spell whatsoever. But he's far enough ahead. He's not going to make any big defensive mistakes here, and that's going to be a GG right there. There we go. Game number 2. Going to Higher. We're on to game number 3. Good morning if you're just joining us. Proved VC and Higher's handling the Mother Witch pretty well. Yep. Can you upload a video of how to one-shot God Barrel with Fire Spear after the balance changes? I don't believe that's possible anymore. I think that's no longer possible. I think the reason, I'm fairly sure, Diraj, that the reason why they changed the Fire Spirit, one of the reasons was to prevent that from happening anymore. So I don't think I don't think that's even possible. Jan's saying Higher clinched a spot in the monthly finals, right? Is that right? I can't remember. Hold on. Let me go ahead and take a look. I'll confirm that. I do forget what happened, even though I just cast it like a day ago, 2 days ago. Let's go to Royale API News and just check that out. Yes, he did. That's right. Lucas, Sandbox, Firkin, Higher, Grieco, Bob, Arden, Toas, and Adriel. So there you go. You push with Troop and Fire Spirit kills all goblins, says Sierra Stefan. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you can push with it with a Troop. Like, grab them together. It won't do it by itself, though. It will no longer do it just as its own counter. So, good point. Yes, you can do the push with the Troop method, but then you're not countering with Fire Spirit. Let's make some morning noise for game 3. Man, I am not in the space for noise. Let me tell you. It is early. My voice is definitely tired. But I'm here with you guys to make sure this happens. But yes, Higher did clinch that spot. Yeah, you have to use Skellies and Fire. Yeah, I thought you were talking about just how to do it with just Fire Spirit. But yeah, you have to use the combination. David Villalobos saying, tomorrow's my birthday. Well, happy tomorrow birthday, dude. Is that what you're going for? Is a happy tomorrow birthday? Guys, so I've been trying to mess with the coloring on this feed because, as you may have noticed, if you ever look at a picture of me outdoors, my hair is not red at all. It's blonde, but the coloring that I have set on here, this is what no color looks like in here, and the light still makes it look kind of red. But the coloring in here makes my hair look real red for some reason. Look at that. Ooh, that's crazy color, right? Very colorful, but I'm very redheaded in this one. That's no bueno. So we're going to be working on the color correction, trying to get myself looking a little bit less redheaded in these things. Let's see. Hopefully game 3 in a second here. Happy birthday for tomorrow, says Sandy. Jakob saying, dude, it's 1 p.m. Oh, man, I wish. All right, here we go. Game number 3. All tied up. Standard goblins at the bridge into the Dark Prince. And the Electro Spirit. 8 elixirs should be enough to deal with this. Fishboy comes down with Skellies to protect and Hunter. Little fish go boom here, but it's going to take one shot from the Royal Giant. I have no CRL-themed glasses yet. Hopefully one day. Oh, Sandy coming in with breakfast burrito time and lots of coffee. Yeah, for real. I need to caffeinate pretty bad. Thank you very much, Sandy. The 9-pound super chat coming in hot here in the morning. And Mike Kings, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub over on Twitch. That's pretty rad. We are co-streaming on both Twitch and YouTube today, folks, as we always are. So RG for RG. Bats versus Mega Minion. Spears versus Stab Gobs. Some interesting changes between these two. Just want to remind one more time, everyone, how OP Sandy is, in case you didn't know. One of the best parts of streaming early in the morning. Sandy's here. Dark Prince does connect on the right-hand side. First 2 minutes away, we're down to our double elixir time. And so far, not much separating these two. Chuckwagon asks, is there someone doing predictions over on Twitch? Yeah, there's no mod over there right now, I don't believe. And I'm not doing them. The bridge battles, the mid section battles, right? The middle third battles are so fascinating in these RG Fishboy matchups. And there was, of course, a time when we saw tons of these. But the chess match between those two is so tight. It's a good fireball. It's a great fireball. Lciop looking pretty good right now. Although this RG going to get 2 shots. And there you go, just like that. The lead goes back to higher one more time. Man, I am hungry. I did not expect that. The Fish Boy just barely comes back. You see higher having to play lower in that situation because he's worried about the fisherman pull. And again, Lciop trying to predict that with the high fisherman. And higher just can't set up to that side. His whole defense going into the same lane, not where he wants it, and now higher goes right at the bridge, fisherman behind with the log, trying to get the hunter away if he can, and he does, but not in time. Lciop just in a much better position, not just damage-wise, but cycle-wise, it seems, too. And that's going to be a lot of damage on the right-hand side. One more RG shot does get in. There we go, 502 on the right-hand tower. As higher goes bridge. That's a lot of damage, though. Fisherman and hunter in, but the hunter gets pulled away. RG gets 1, RG gets 2. And now again, higher in the lead, and RG down for higher. Desperately trying to go, and that was it. That's GG. Oh, higher. Was right there, but knew he had to get on tower and not able to get in tightly enough. Lciop wins a close one here on our first. Apart from Serial, there should be themed tournaments such as Triple Draft and Elixir, Double Elixir. I mean, people can run them. They've been run, but I don't think that that's an interesting question. I don't know if there's like an official esports reason for it, but it'd be interesting. I wonder if people would watch one of those being done here. I think Triple Draft is bad for competitive. I don't want to watch Triple Draft, but Double Elixir, that could be interesting. Very different, obviously. GG Lciop, nice play. Brings in the comment. Yep. Such an early stream, didn't expect it at all. Yeah, man. I'm gonna do 2 more of these next week, and I'm kind of like, oh boy, this is definitely early in the morning, very early indeed. Lots going on with the being really early. You know what I mean? You know what? Hold on. You know, let me try this on the. Oh wait, no, that's not where we go. I'm gonna try the little adjustment here to the camera stuff. I've had all this stuff set up for so long, and now I'm messing with it. And I'm kind of nervous about it. But let's try this. Try bringing the brightness down just a little bit. What's that do? Ooh. I think that's good right there. I think that's pretty good. My hair's still a little bit golden and not so much blonde, but you know what? I'm with you. Let's take a look at our second match of the day. Oyassu and Hajime. Do you like 2.6? Well, do ya? Oyasu's not going to run it, but here he is. Kia ora from New Zealand. Well, hello. And yes, for Hugo's question, Igor is Russian. Prude V saying, I want to see Lciop use Magic Archer. I agree with you on that one, although the last time I ever seen him use Magic Archer, like that I remember like thinking about it, he actually went over-aggressive with it and lost the match because of it. And that's a huge blow early, and Oyasu knows it. Oyasu knows it. That was a bit of a slip-up. A bit of a slip-up, trip-up there to kick things off. Magic Paladin says, if there were a mini collection global tournament, would you rather have everyone get different collections or have everyone get the same? I'd rather not do that, but it's not really a mini collection tournament if you get the same collection. Depends on the size of the collection, I guess. But who knows? Xavier Erzard saying, I want to play at this level one day. Well, one day you can. As long as you're not me. Because I'll never play at this level, no matter what I do. And Harshith with a very important point. Not 2.6 Hog. This isn't 2.6 Royal Hogs, though, is it? Let me see. Oh, it might be. It might actually be. It might be 2.7. Let's see. Log, Skellies, Spirit. Instead of Ice Golem, you have the Bomber. Instead of Fire... Oh, yeah, because the... What's the building here? Is he playing Cannon? There's no way he's playing Cannon, though. Unless that last card's a 3 Elixir card at the 2.7. But we'll see. Still, very fast cycle here into, you know, a Mega Knight. So you can see he's controlling the Mega Knight. Look at what the Elixirs had to be spent here. So we're only saying Earthquake as the last card. Oh, it's triple spell. Well then, yeah, I guess it is 2.6 Royal Hog Cycle. Interesting. People talk about someone saying usually, Harshith saying usually in this deck, but I've never seen this. I don't see this deck played in competitive pretty much at all. But I guess it's happening on ladder right now, or in challenges. But with Hunter having just come back, I've not seen this deck played in competitive. Wall Breakers in. Hunter looking the wrong way. Will it stay looking that way? Nope. E-Spirit cleans things up. And the big issue, this Mega Knight's a real problem for Oyasu. He has to spend so much to control it. Wall Breakers do not connect on the right-hand side. And the Mega Knight leaps and just barely doesn't connect. And now Oyasu trying to EQ cycle here at the end. Nice zap out of Hajime. Beautiful zap. And that's going to be GG. Hajime with a nice zap there to clean things up. Oyasu knows he got caught early. And not the greatest situation to find himself in. Let's look at the chat here. Let's see. Even Royal Hog, much less HP compared to Hog Rider. Yep, that's true. Morn did a video early this season. Some of my mates played. Ah, yes. Well, I don't watch a lot of videos. Oddly enough, right? I'm too busy making them, know what I mean? Come on. Come on. Let's see. Hi there, says Odds. Hi there to you, too. Oh, Madi, let's do the, let's get predictions going after this one, right? Boom. I think you should have started the spell cycle early, but I assume you had not enough to control the enemy. Yeah, the MK was the big problem there. MK was a real issue. You saw him get down by about like 7 elixir at one point. It was crazy. Joshua, I have 800 trophies. I don't believe you. Oh, Xavier's saying not a good matchup for Oyasu. I agree. Did I miss Igor? No, you did not. There'll be some Igor today. Where is Andrew Guy? My guess is Los Angeles. Do I have 2 setups? When you say 2 setups, what do you mean? What do you mean by 2 setups? Like, do I have 2 monitors? If that's the question, then yes, I do. Let's go on to game number 2. Morton Goat, this is his 3rd year in a row qualifying for World Finals. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Although, you want to talk about, if that's the standard, then it's Lciop. Oh, no, Lciop's on the bubble, though. But Lciop already qualified for 3 World Finals. Yeah, I'm saying, what are you doing up so early? Yeah, dude, believe me, I get it. Oh, your overlay has the emote animated and not static. Which emote? Oh, those? Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Didn't even realize that, but that's pretty rad. Wall breakers on the right-hand side. Kaplap. That's the new sound for the royal delivery, guys. Kaplap. In case you were curious. So Oyasu goes from cycle deck to cycle deck. Hajime going to a fairly quick cycle version of the Royal Hogs. First 90 seconds away. And Oyasu ahead by just a hair. 20 HP on that left-hand lane. Oyasu exceptionally popular. Hasn't turned that into competitive success. Don't know if that matters, though. It is 6:30 a.m. for me. On the dot. Wish it was like 9:30. I'm so sleepy. I got a big day today, folks. Queso Cup got me out early in the AM. Spears down. Good log. A high bomb tower early from Oyasu. Interesting choice here. Notice Hajime going with also a 2.6 Royal Hogs, but switching out the bomb tower for spears. I guess thinking he's not going to be up against Splash now that the Royal Hogs are out. Congratulations, Janny. Your comment appeared. Here we are, sudden death overtime. You know, Yasu's pressure is really, really good. The big difference here from last game, though, besides the Mega Knight, is that Hajime's done a good job of not giving up too much damage early compared to what happened last game for Oyasu, and of course, earlier EQ cycle. Ooh, the Fireball. Did that get the Electro Spirit? I think he was going for a Hunter there, not Electro Spirit, but still. Pigs are kind of heavy, so there you go. 1036 left-hand side. Pressure the right-hand side for Oyasu. And that's good geometry for the Magic Archer. And now loading up. That's the one thing the one thing about Magic Archer is delivery just shuts him down. Fireball in on the left-hand lane, 544 to 563. Now things very tight in the final 30. Magic Archer not going to get geometry here. Valk up really high. And the Bomb Tower does pick things up at the end. EQ goes to the inside. Does get Bomb Tower and get Tower 298 to 496. Right, is that right? 496? Yes, 496. And the NATO trying to line things up, and it does. Great NATO here. Fireball in. GG, well played. Oyasu, with 10 seconds left, finishing things off in brilliant fashion. Very nicely played by Oyasu there at the end. It looked like he was going to get shut down on the Magic Archers, but a good Magic Archer NATO. Magic Archer NATO. There we go. Gets it all done. Let's take a look at the chat here for a minute. Any tips for people trying to go pro, says Dana. Ngannou, yes. Get top 1,000 on ladder. There you go. Who are all the world finalists? They're all on the Royale API news, right? It's on. Is that where it is? Or is it on regular Royale API? They're all on the Royale API Twitter. In fact, I will go ahead and link the tweet for you guys right now. Boom. There is the tweet. There you go. And that's where you can find all the current situation for the world finalists for CRL. Let's see. Sometimes I sleep at 6:30 a.m. Yeah, I wish I was asleep right now. But we're all here together. It'll be a lot of fun. Let's see. Morton is playing in the European region. This is the APAC region, to answer your question, Monvi. Hajime, Igor, and KK all 1 and 3. Yeah, KK's having some difficulty. Why is Morton not here? Because it's a different region. Let's see. What else we got here? Why not Fishman instead of Bomber in Oyasu's Pig Cycle? My guess is partially that it's the one elixir is one difference. Having splash damage was important. Didn't think it was going to be up against a beatdown deck. Those are my guesses. Oyasu should win unless he messes up. Like I always do. This game was insane, says the Lost Guy. Yeah, that was a really good one. Magic Archer OP, yes. Magic Archer was pretty gangster. Hey, thanks on Vesh. I do appreciate it. Good to have you here, of course. Always wearing glasses. Any reason? Because I like them. Let's see. Watching from Kenya. What? That's super cool. Well, thanks, Monvi. Thanks for joining. Oyasu is Japanese? Yes. All right, let's go into our next game. Oh, wrong button. Boom, next game. Swing matchup. Oyasu Hajime, game number 3. Do you have any promo codes for Gooder? I do not have any promo codes for Gooder, but I have a link for you to get them. So there you go. I have a link. Let me give you a link. That's what I got. I have no promo code though. They're already only 25 bucks a pair. There you go. I do love my shades though. Boom. How many shades? How many do I have? Probably like 20 or 30 pairs. Interesting. Lava Loon making a bit of a comeback in this season. And we might, excuse the yawn, might have a chance to see it go both ways. I'm very tired today, but thank you for asking, Shooky. Do I know B-Rad? Yes, in fact, spent time with them fairly regularly for multiple seasons of CRL. You know what I mean? What did you thought of this balance update? Well, it killed my deck, so, but it's probably good. It's probably better for the game though, because my deck was toxic. So the reason that was any good was my deck was so toxic. Cage to bring. This is actually. Oh no, the poison's gonna be a problem. Good snowball. Loon will not connect, and that's just perfect defense from Oyasu. The slow poison is so crazy. Pruvy saying 6 Loon making a comeback. Sure looks like it right now. And Oyasu now is trying to load up the whole thing. You have to be kind of aggressive in this matchup against Lava Loon. And now the dual lane split here from Hajime. The arrows, but it's the nice skeleton dragon assist there. That skelly drag is what got the flying machine off the board, and that's a huge, huge balloon hit. And just like that, Hajime back in the lead here, 1146 on the right-hand side. Man, those arrows with the skelly drag just barely got that flying machine off the board. Low cage. No connection, though. Oyasu replies to the Lava Hound with the 2-1 split. And that cage was real late, but got it done, and that fireball, and that should be a GG here. And yeah, Oyasu says, well played. Good game. That's it. Sandy saying, Rich, get some coffee. Yes, as soon as the family is up and the coffee won't wake everybody up, I'll get coffee. But I have to wait for not wake everybody up. Because the coffee machine is very loud. Because it's a special kind of coffee machine that grinds the beans for you. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, folks. Let's see. Thanks for doing this, Rich, says Babs. Aw. You're welcome, Babs. Mwah. Sandy again with the OP $9 super chat, or £9 super chat. Oof. Let's go. Yeah, I need coffee so bad, though. I am dragging this early morning. I'm sure Mrs. Slayton will get it soon. Yeah, she told me she would when she wakes up. But, you know, hopefully she gets a good sleep in this morning. We'll see. Is there any Vietnamese player in any team? Not that I know of in this current format. I think there was a Vietnamese player in CRL East in the past, but I don't remember. What was my deck? It was the Skill Drill Magic Archer NATO. So there you go. And here we're on to our next one. It's going to be KK and Yuya. So get that prediction in real quickly. And Chuckwagon understanding the reason why I'm wearing the glasses for sure. Guessing it's 7 a.m. for me. It's before 7 a.m. It's 6:40 a.m. for me. Oh my lord. Yeah, no Mugi this time to answer Yash Varden's question. And KK. Struggling so far in this tournament. We'll see if he can start turning things around here against Yuya. That's a healthy Knight and Muskie on the board right now. And a great little pre-log there out of Yuya. And gets on tower. Man, that pre-log was nice. Skellies went inside and Yuya still got it. Who's my favorite player? Hard to answer. Colt Bait, how did I enter in the tournament? Like Nice Cactus. Well, I don't know what Nice Cactus. I don't understand the question here, Colt Bait, which is why I'm highlighting it. Because you've asked it a couple times. I don't understand like Nice Cactus, etc. I don't know what Nice Cactus is. What if Junior Slayton grew up to be a Barb Hut player? What will you do? Ugh. Delete the game from his phone. Although he won't get a phone for many years. And I will also heavily restrict his gaming. I'll go with the new law out of China. No, I'll apply Chinese law to my son. No playing more than X hours per week, for sure. Life is good, saying that Tali's a Vietnamese player, but he retired. That's who I was thinking of. Yeah, people in gaming, especially in my world, are very upset about China's law restricting youth gaming. And it's funny, I'm kind of like, that's less strict than my parents were with video games. And look where I am now, folks. Log to the right, hit to the left-hand side, and still Yuya in a good spot. I mean, Mortar 3 single-target DPS troops, plus Log. I mean, KK just getting outmatched up so hard. This is, what is this, like 80-20 for Yuya? KK having a rough go of it here at the Queso Cup fall split. Look at that. There's just really no legitimate way through for a Royal Giant in this matchup. You have to really get Yuya to make a mistake and get a really perfectly timed lightning, basically. Which ain't going to happen at this level. So GG, game number 1 goes for Yuya. Well played. All right. Let's see. What does everyone say? I think the oof about me applying video game restriction laws. Just want to make sure that my kid goes outside, runs around, does all that stuff more. You know what I mean? Cole, I still don't know what your question was about. This question: how should I enter the tournament like Nice Cactus, etc.? Who's Nice Cactus? What is Nice Cactus? Are you just are you just complimenting the cactus that I don't own? Please tell me. 3 hours says, oh, that's the restriction. Yeah. Yeah, great. Bar putt players have an IQ of wall. Yeah, bar putt's brutal. How to become a CRL caster? The entire story is on whose podcast I do that has the entire story? Oh, Rose. It's on Rose's YouTube channel. The whole story. There you go. Did you get a chance to play the upcoming Supercell Clash games? I've played a little bit of Clash, whatever the one like the island one, the one that's kind of like Clash Candy Crush, Clash Quest, and I see how people will like it. It's not really my thing though. I'm interested in Clash Mini. Yates says I'll do you one better. Why is Nice Cactus? That's a good point. That's a very good point. I'm doing well, Nirvana. Thank you. And Lava Loon here for Yuya. Are E-Barbs good for killing tanks? Yes, but they still probably shouldn't be in most decks. And Lost Guy saying any guards showing today. This is our second time seeing guards. We saw it earlier in Lava Loon, and now we're seeing it here in whatever this is KK's running. Should I know this deck that KK's running? It's so weird. Still catching up to the new meta. You see Fireball, you see guards, arrows, and Inferno Dragon, and you go, hey, that's Lava Hound. Then you see archers and Knight. Yeah, my voice does sound a little bit different because it's really early in the morning and I'm really tired. And I'm also not trying to be too loud because my kid is still asleep. And when you have a 3-year-old, you try to keep that kid asleep as long as you possibly can. Oh, it's GY. It's GY. Oh. That makes sense. The guards are weird though, right? Which player do I have my money on? In this game right now or overall? I don't bet on Clash Royale. Not anymore. Not that, you know what I mean? Not now. We used to have gentlemen's bets during CRL between casters. We would every morning we would fill out a we would fill out a little card, a little list that we'd all do our picks for the day. on who would win, and we'd all throw in $10, and then whoever had the best result would take the pool for the day. It was fun. Between myself, between the English casters, the Japanese, the Portuguese casters, and the Spanish casters. It was great having all 6 of us together. I do miss that. Arrows just clean that up. I mean, arrows in this matchup are so brutal. GG. There you go. And we're all tied up here. KK still in it. KK with the pro plays all day. There you go. Who's my favorite player overall and why? My favorite player overall is PT105, and it's because he has great shoes. Probably Graveyard Mortar, said Yoto, but it wasn't. It was just Graveyard, but interesting. I didn't see the Graveyard call. Guards threw me off a lot. Guards are over borderline OP right now. I'm playing. I've been playing on my mini. I've been playing RG Furnace with guards as opposed to Lumberjack, and actually I'm enjoying that kind of. Let's see. Any advice for mid ladder? Yeah, get out of there. That's my advice. Is don't be there anymore. Let's see. Eric saying I've been playing for over a year, and I always like your glasses update. Thank you, Eric. I do appreciate that. I haven't had a new shipment in a while. Might have to reach out and see if we can up the game a bit soon, because yeah, I have not gotten any new ones in a few weeks, man. It's been like over a month now since I got new ones, and I'm feeling kind of sad. Gotta go out and I'll head up Gooder and see what's coming up. So, Evan, to answer your question, this is not CRL. During CRL, we do it over live stream with four casters. There's myself, Andrew, Eric, and AC for CRL. This isn't CRL, so it's just on my channel or Eric's channel or Cashman's channel or whatever. Rich 7K this season? No, not with my deck getting nerfed. I honestly, I hit 6.6 last season, and I honestly thought, hey, like if this deck doesn't get nerfed, I could potentially hit 7K. And then it got nerfed, and now there's just no way. No way. So, KK, for E-Barbs, sound is a bit lower than before. Which sound? My sound? Game sounds? Which sound? What is Ruben's position in World Finals? Asks Shivam. And Ruben is ranked 6th. Could... Oh, hey, good morning, buddy. Hi. Hey, Slayton Jr. just came in. Have you gone and seen Mama yet, buddy?
No.
You just came right in here? Oh, okay.
I just came to my door and opened it, and just opened your door and just came right up onto your tail.
Oh, you did do that. I don't know if you guys can hear, but young Slayton is here with me. I might need to take a moment here, guys. How you doing this morning, buddy? Do you want to go climb up with Mama?
No.
No? Well, I gotta work here, pal.
Or you can walk with me.
Yeah, but I don't... This is a special thing where I don't really, whatchamacallit? I gotta focus.
You can focus with me.
I can focus with you. Ah. Alright, here we are, all tied up. 1-1 with 56 seconds left here. And the lead is currently for Yuya. What's that? That's a magic archer, and then that was a nice fireball to the mortar to get the Ram Rider on tower. Two blue lines? Oh, yes, I see those. What do those blue lines mean? Well, that that means the magic archer is shooting onto the tower and getting some good piercing damage to put some real pressure on the right-hand side here, putting KK in a tough spot. And now the miner comes in. KK is the guy on the top. That's KK right there, right? With his hair like kind of brownish, right? KK is now trying to get back in the game over here on the bottom right-hand side where it's 19-10. But Yuya, who's this guy with the black hair, right? He's doing a good job of just playing defense and putting a lot of pressure on his opponent. Oh, that's a big yawn, big stretch. Yeah, KK is on the red side, you're right. And Yuya's down at the bottom, yep. And KK just played a mortar at the bridge, and KK is using his magic archer to try to stop it. Bar barrel to the right-hand side with the lumberjack. And right now, 883, that's the number on the top, buddy. 2 8s and a 3, and on the bottom, 19-10. 1910. And little 5 pound, gotta love the kiddo, yeah. Oh, this is looking really troublesome here for KK. Oh, and so the Ram Rider touched the tower. There's a pig in there, a fireball, a Mother Witch, and a lot of damage, and that's it. All right, buddy, time for you to get down because I'm about to go on the camera. And as cute as you are, I'm sure everyone would love to see you. I don't want to show you to everybody. I like to keep you just for the family, okay? Can you go climb in bed with Mama now?
No, you're my daddy.
I am your daddy, but can you go climb in bed with Mama?
You're my family also.
I am, you're right. That's true. But it's time for you to go climb in bed with Mama. She'll want to see you in the morning. And then you and Mama can bring me coffee. How's that sound? Can you get Mama and you guys can bring me some coffee? Does that work? Guys, I am not going to show the kiddo on stream, so I'm going to leave Revel up here for a minute. Buddy, do you need me to take you to Mama, or can you just? Oh, you need me a big hug? Oh, that's very sweet. That's very sweet.
And your egg is up there.
Yeah, my egg is up there. That's very true. All right, do you want me to walk you to Mama, or can you go get Mama on your own? What do you think? You can walk. You want me to walk you? Okay, guys, I'll be back in just a minute. I'm gonna leave the clean feet up here. I'm gonna put some. I don't have any way to put sound on. So give me a moment, guys. I'm gonna walk the kid over to Mama, and then I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, guys. 1 second. All right, let's get down. I'm gonna mute my mic. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, everybody. I'm back. And what's happening? Oh, Jack and Pandora, here we go. Well, thanks for sticking around, those of you who didn't dip. Oh, Sandy with a 18-pound Euro super chat for Slayton Jr. Oh, you are so sweet. And Ishimu coming in with the 5 pounds. Yeah, I can focus with you was pretty amazing. Thank you, Ishmu. Not even subscribed, but throwing in the super chat. Wait, did we see Splash? Did Splash Yard? Was I gone so long that there was Splash Yard? What an interesting deck from Jack here. Bowler RG Freeze. What a crazy deck. We've seen the same deck with Graveyard, seen the same deck with Loon, but Bowler RG Freeze is so interesting. And that's GG. Alright, there's no way. Yeah, there we go. GG. Bowler RG Freeze. Alright. Alright, folks. That was crazy. Glad I came back just in time to see the end of that. Oh my lord. Well, that was a fun little interlude this morning, and now that he's awake, boom, coffee. Let's go. Let's see. Oh, Madi was doing some in chat casting over on the Twitch side. Thank you. Whatever. I don't even know what was happening on Twitch. I see there were there was a sub, some follows. Oh, thanks everybody. Do appreciate that. The sub was old. Never mind. Let's see. What a deck. Yeah, that was interesting. Let me go back and take a look at this chat here for a minute. Take your time. Family goes first. Yeah. Yeah, oh, thanks. Thank you so much, Sandy, for being here. I always appreciate having you. It's such a huge part of these great streams, especially early in the morning. So thank you. And thank you for the support, too. Sandy, everyone. Claps in the chat for Sandy. Rich, next update idea. Freeze when it activates the King Tower. Can't move until the freeze time is up. The King Tower? Oh, am I still muted? No, I'm not. I'm not muted. You almost got me there, Harsheath. I knew I'd unmuted. But that was funny. That was really funny. Good on Jack's end with the RG in for the Loon. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting, because that, I mean, it is more expensive. Andy Wang asked about 2v2. 2v2 is dead competitively, guys, unfortunately. I mean, look, a lot of, to be honest, a lot of people hated 2v2 and CRL, no matter, up to the bitter end. There are people who wouldn't even watch during 2v2. Some pretty well-known people were all like, I just can't watch it. I loved 2v2 competitively. It was actually one of my favorite parts of the entire match. But just not around, not coming back now. Now that there's not teams anymore, 2v2 is dead competitively. I don't know what it is. I wish we had it still around, but it is what it is. Yeah, everyone thought that Jack's deck was Lumberloon or Bowler Loon Free or Bowler GY Freeze. But the RG, good swerve. Clip the show Slayton Jr. when he's older. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, I do not show my son on stream. You know, it's just one of those things where he's so young and he can't really he doesn't really understand what it means to be on stream or to be public or whatever. So he can't really even if he says I want to be on stream, it's he can't really logically consent to doing that. And I just I personally don't believe in what's the best way to put this without being offensive to other creators. I don't personally. It is not okay for me to use my son for content. So That's how I feel about it. That's the closest he's gotten to being on stream, is a little bit of voice. Hear it when he woke up and wandered in here in just his bedclothes. Yeah, everyone liked teams before. Here's the reality about teams. Because I think teams is a more fun viewer experience for sure. I don't think teams is ever coming back in CRL. I think that one of the big problems with teams was that there were some orgs that were very good for their players in the league, and some orgs that honestly, like, I wouldn't be sad if I found out the org actually disbanded and didn't exist anymore. So you look at it, you have to put that in context. Oh, interesting deck from Pandora here. What a crazy deck from Pandora. This is a crazy matchup. Jack going with Mortar Loon, and Pandora with Hog Rider P.E.K.K.A. This is fascinating. This is absolutely fascinating. I mean, okay, this deck from Pandora, should I know this deck? Am I just speaking out of turn here? Or does this deck seem like some weird thing that you match up with at like 5.7k? Mortar Loon E-Barbs against Hog Rider P.E.K.K.A. I'll talk about 2v2 and teams more during the break, guys, between matches, but right now I'm focused on this wackadoo matchup. Hog Rider P.E.K.K.A. Mother Witch versus what is in many ways a not that abnormal. It's like two pretty normal decks put together. And that's actually a very good point that Za is making right there, that Pandora wants to be more unpredictable for World Finals. Yeah, very possible. Hiko saying that they're trying to predict each other's decks, maybe. And that might be what this was two attempts at snipes. And both attempts going off the rails here. Splitting the E-Barbs this time. That's a good fireball. The Royal Ghost picks up the E-Barb on the left-hand side, though. It has to use E-Barbs on the Hog and give up 2 shots here. Pandora starting to pull away. And Jack has nothing. The big thing here is for Jack to deal with the Loon is actually kind of hard. Or, I mean, with the E-Wiz is kind of hard. Just going to pressure the opposite lane. Yeah, trying to get past the E-Wiz, even though... Man, this is so weird to break down. Mortar not going to be... now Mortar comes in late for the Hog. There's too much on it, though. The E-Wiz and the nice spears out of Pandora to protect the Electro Wizard, and that's a GG. There you go. Nicely played. Weird decks. Weird decks. But a lot of fun. Here we are, tied up 1-1. All right, let me get some more coffee in me, because that was weird. Lost Guy saying P.E.K.K.A. versus Ice Golem was always tough. Yes, but not in that situation, right? Because the hard thing for Jack there was he didn't really have a great way to deal with the P.E.K.K.A. once the Ice Golem was kiting. And then the other thing too is the big thing for Jack was trying to control the Hog Rider with the Mortar. But when the P.E.K.K.A. gets pulled into the middle like that, now the Mortar for the Hog Rider, you saw like the Mortars, you can't keep the Mortar on the board. So that was really brutal. But fun. Rooting for Lciop, says Sim. Yeah, when CRL this week, the last monthly finals this weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Where is Benzer Rosette Rydell? Or Riedel? Benzer is not here. There you go. Chuck's saying that Pandora used so much in Game 2 that Jack can predict his deck for Game 3. Yeah, maybe. Very curious. I wish we had an overlay where we could see the decks between games, so we could actually break them down. That would be nice. Is Wallbreaker and Drill a deadly combo? It was, but I personally think the Drill nerf means that Drill's dead. I think they killed Drill. I think they killed Skill Drill. But that's my own personal opinion. You don't see anyone playing Drill right now, and there's a reason why. Let's see. I wish they would host someone to host a 2v2 tournament with all popular 2v2 duos from CRL. Maybe invite choose. Yeah, I don't think anyone will watch it. Even though I like 2v2, I don't think anyone would actually watch it. I think if there were a 2v2 tournament, it would do very poorly from viewership. But what I was saying about earlier with teams was that I think that if it weren't for COVID, that teams would probably have stayed around longer. We had some plans for 2020. Obviously, they got derailed. But I think teams probably would have stuck around. But the reality is that, especially in this current situation, teams isn't sustainable. And there's no way the teams are coming back after the league disbanded in that way. So, and look, there were positives and negatives, right? The positives were I think it was really fun to watch teams and see those storylines and who's on what team each year, things like that. The negatives, like I said before, some orgs just didn't take the game seriously enough and there were some orgs that honestly didn't treat their players right, didn't treat the league right. Some orgs where their players didn't have jerseys, some orgs where their players had to go and use Wi-Fi at local Starbucks for a while. Most of the orgs were pretty good, but there were some that were really bad. And then also, I saw someone post about this last night, and they said that it wasn't the finalists that proved that it wasn't true, but it actually was. There were some players who totally deserved to be in CRL, and some players who were there because of, who shouldn't have been there. And there were some players who should have retired and kept on playing despite having lost their passion for the game because it was guaranteed money. So I think that there were some things that the league disbanding from a team format was good for. Obviously, this is a much more open system. Literally everyone is in CRL in this version of CRL. But, I do miss teams. So it's 50-50 prospect there. OP Leo saying Igor will try to play Mortar. Well, we'll see. Weird graveyard deck from Jack. Interesting. Jack getting really unpredictable here in this game. In this whole match. And again, oh, that's Inferno. Oh, nice control by Jack. Does he keep it down? Keep it going? Yes, he does. That Inferno Dragon was nearly a problem for Jack, but he's controlled it very nicely. Very, very nicely indeed. Well played by Jack. I thought that Inferno Dragon was going to go on tower. Jack able to hold on. He did have to overspend a little bit here. And now this might be where Pandora pulls ahead by a lot. Gets the Royal Recruits down really early against the Inferno Tower. This is a really rough situation. Oh, cup number 2 would be. Thank you. Yeah, he stopped in here this morning. The stream was very excited to see him. Not see him. He wasn't on camera, though. Just heard him. Yeah. Mrs. Slayton stopping in and refreshing my coffee. Recruits to the right-hand side, and that's to be a GG. Yeah, this was just rough for Jack. Oh, yeah, and that Inferno Dragon to do it. Nope, Fireball. Which would beat up? Inferno Dragon or Fireball? GG. There we go. You see what Jack is doing, taking a classic deck and replace the win condition. Yeah, a little bit. Oh, wait, hold on. Here's Pandora's victory screen. Yeah, I see what Jack's doing. Jack's going for content, basically. But it ain't gonna work, Jacko. Going for content here. Yates saying I agree. Drill's 160. Yeah, no, Drill is dead, dude. Drill is dead as a doornail. I'm still trying to play Drill because it's the deck I've been best with. Is that Drill deck? I'm still doing okay. I think like I'm at 6.1 right now. Is that right? Let me look. Let me look what I'm at right now. There's definitely some matchups where I'm like, oh, this matchup used to be really super winnable. Right? Like, there's a bunch of matchups. Like, the whole... Yeah, I'm at 6,081 right now. I was at, like, 6.1. Let me see. What's the most I've been at this season? Let me see. Yeah, 61.39 is my season highest so far. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I can put how high I can push with it this season. I might stick with it. Because it's the deck I really understand the deck. I've actually switched out Fire Spirit for Ice Spirit, and we'll see how much that helps. Because I'm playing it a little more as a control deck, a little bit less as like an aggressive cycle deck. So we'll see. Do I think Expo can be better this season? Please no. Who went 70 points for Pandora? Got 14 times back. Oh my word, that's a big prediction. What do I do? Okay, Twitch, come up with ideas of what to do with the channel points, because I know people have these channel points. I don't know what to do with them. I don't know what you use them for. So I want to reward you for your channel points. No idea what to do. Here we go. Excitement for many of you. Igor versus Rad. Let's see if Igor trolls today. Bob the Rock will win CRL, says 101 Clash. He needs it to guarantee himself a spot in Worlds. Lost Guys saying people tend to overreact to balance change. We'll see if Drill's back. I'm saying that I've been playing, continue to play Drill through this new meta, and it's so dead. We'll see. If I can hit 6.3 this season with it, then it's not officially dead. It's just like nerfed really hard. But if I can't hit 6.3 with it, then that's official. That's dead. We will see. When can we see an Indian player in CRL? When an Indian player qualifies. Prashant PP was in the first season of CRL. He played for Energy. Is that right? That season? But Indian player will be in CRL anytime. You just have to make top 1,000 ladder and then work your way through the Swiss bracket, make top 32, and then make top 8. Anyone, in fact, everyone is in CRL technically because you all play ladder. And then anyone who makes top 1,000 qualifies for the brackets. Oh, that lightning is a lot of value. Value! And just like that, Igor takes the lead back. Who knew one Goblin nerf would kill the Drill? I did. Everyone saw the balance changes and said, oh, that won't be enough. That won't change it. And I was like, I don't know. Drill's real power is on that pop being super overwhelming. And that one Goblin nerf totally changed the deck entirely. Because it wasn't just that it reduced the amount of damage it can do. What people didn't realize about taking one Goblin away was that it reduced the likelihood of Goblins connecting on tower when the Drill popped. Right? When there were 3 Goblins on the pop, one of them would almost always connect on tower, sometimes 2. But now you're lucky to get one of them to connect on tower if someone's defending it. So it didn't just like reduce. It didn't reduce the damage by a third. It reduced the damage by more than half in my experience so far. Thank you very much. Rad gonna load up here on the right-hand side. Gonna log it back. Can he DPS this down enough? And he does. Do I know Mortal and Scout from India? I do not. But when they start qualifying for CRL, I will. Oh no, Rad couldn't get there. Rad couldn't get there. Igor takes game number 1. Rad was trying to break through there at the end, just could not do it. And let me come back over here. Let me go ahead and ask production, what is next match? What is next match for predictions? There we go. I'll ask what the next match is going to be on stream. There you go. Friend link for 50, 75, and 100k channel points. Timeout someone in chat for 5 minutes for 15 to 20k. Those are fun. Yeah, friend link is the last thing I want to give anyone. Next up is going to be KK and Grieco, by the way, Madi, for the predictions over on Twitch. KK and Grieco will be our next matchup. He's going to focus more on defending. He was trying to, but you can't. It was hard to defend that consistently. And that lightning made the defense really, really hard. Is there good money in CR? Qualify your question, Sarthak. Qualify your question. Like, in what part of what do you mean? In content creating, in being a professional, in being a caster, in where? What are you talking about? When can we see a Nepalese player in CRL? When that player makes top 1,000 ladder. There you go. It's the same answer everywhere. Make top 1,000 ladder. And then win in your Swiss bracket a bunch. And then win your group in the top 32. And then be on the top 8 on the monthly final. I like someone to Johnny Barstow, an England cricketer. He better be gorgeous. He better be real good looking here. RD. He better be real good looking. Or we're going to have a problem. All right, let's go into our next game. Clash Royale, if you can't add anyone using them. Don't know what that meant. Nice game, says Geralt. Yes, indeed. What do you think if the river drove back to its real estate when it was first released before the original nerf, but was still with 2 goblins after the pop? I don't remember what the original state was. I think drill is a hard card to balance correctly, and I think that's kind of what we're finding. I'm curious to see if they can find a way, because a lot of people are putting some. What if you add in 1 goblin back? It's OP again. So what if a goblin immediately popped up? It's kind of hard to balance that card because of its nature, right? If a goblin immediately pops, that's really annoying to counter. I think that might. I wonder. I'm curious. Maybe that would balance it out appropriately. Oh, and that's a lot of damage here. And Rad going. These decks are wacky today, dude. I'm enjoying it. I'm here for it. Rad going E-Giant Loon. What? Change shades for 2k channel points is actually a great one. What is happening? I think Muhammad Light's a better player between Mugi and Muhammad Light. There's no real question there. I think that this deck is bananas. I don't know what's happening. What is Rad doing? And why is it working? What is Rad doing? And why is it working? Lava E-Giant, new meta. Zeke just called it. What is happening? What are you doing? What are you doing? Lava Loon E-Giant. Do you remember the first time you saw the little Chen deck? And you're like, why is there a Royal... Why? You're like, oh, it's a bait deck. And you're like, wait, why is there a Royal Giant? Wait, why is there a... Like, why is there... Like, with the little Chen deck, you were just like, my head hurts. None of this makes any sense. Will this be the new little Chen deck? I can't imagine so. What just happened? What just happened? What are things? What are... Oh, look at Revel. Look at Revel here. Hold on. Let's go to Revel's. Let's go to Revel's. Look at Revel. He can't even believe it. He's like, his head was in his hand. He was like, what the heck's happening here? He's looking at someone off screen being like, what? Why? Why? I need coffee. After that, like it felt like Rad was sitting there going, okay, I'm not going to win this turn. I'm not going to qualify for the next round for sure. So what can I do? Let me try to get content out of Igor. Didn't answer my question. What was your question, OP Leo? Let me go back and see. I don't see any question from you, OP Leo. So, hey Rich, if I finish top 32, will you press, if I finish top 32, will I play in CRL? Yeah, sure. If I do it, my personal best is 6606. So unless top 1000 ladder drastically shifts, and then I'm playing Swiss bracket and everyone else DCs or breaks their thumbs, and then in the group stage, like there's some international conspiracy to tank my other 3 opponents and so that I win the group. If those 3 things happen, then I'll play in CRL. But there you go. My son's 3. He's not bringing me coffee. This was the best. I actually made a video about this on my YouTube channel. If you're watching my YouTube channel, I made a video breaking this down. This is crazy in the time Lapakati trolled Igor using the RG with 4 spirits and cycle cards. In fact, Prudvi, the video breaking down that match is on my channel right now. And Lapo didn't just troll Igor with that deck. That was Igor's troll deck. Igor had been trolling with that deck for content on stream like the day or 2 days before. And Lapo, you see him start grinning when he gets ready to play it because he knows he's about to troll his friend with his friend's own troll deck. So that's the fun part about that matchup. And here we go. Story time with Rich for 10K. Yeah, I gotta figure out some good channel point stuff. I gotta figure it out. I don't know what to do with that, but I gotta figure it out. I never use the channel point stuff. But we'll find a way to make them worthwhile. How much money do competitive players get? Depends on the player. Previously, you had like big team contracts for CRL. Those don't exist anymore. You can see a full list of CRL earnings on Royale API. They've been keeping track of it. I can actually tell you. I'll go bring that up on my own. And pretty standard decks from both sides here after the insanity that we saw earlier. Let's see. Let me go to the CRL leaderboard, and I can tell you some of the earnings so far this year. So far in CRL this season, the money leader is Mohammed Light with 46,000, followed by Lucas at 45. Sandbox has made 36,000 in prizes. Ruben has made 30,000. Line has made 24. Ta, because of his one first place finish, has made 20,000. Has not made any other money though. KK at 19. Morton at 18.5, and so on and so on. So there you go. That's the money earnings, and of course that will all jump up a ton once we hit World Finals and start to dish out the rest of that $1.6 million. Of course, many of those players are earning a lot more money from whether it be their orgs or from sponsorships. Honestly, if you are playing professionally in Clash Royale now and you're not doing content as well, in my opinion, that's a pretty big mistake. Miner to the back. Prince goes picked up by the... Ooh, and that's a nice little zap. That NATO, will it be enough? No, it won't. GG. And Igor, unhappy with it. Rad throwing out the... Minor Wall Breakers MK Prince from Rad. And Igor just waving the white flag here. Knows it's over. Ooh, a pair of Gooder sunglasses for 100K. That's a fun one. You know what? I should talk to Gooder about that, making some sort of like reward. I haven't done a giveaway with them in a while. I'll have to do that. And there you go. The win for Rad. Frank Islander saying people always try to run Mega Knight Prince and try to get the hard counter to Igor. Yeah, I see that. And I thought we were going to see some standings there, but we're not. Maybe we'll get them back in a minute. Let's see. Other stuff. Let's see. Oh, we were calling the last card as Golem in that crazy deck. Yeah, I see that. Here's the standings so far. Here we go. Here's the standings so far, having run through our first first round of matches today. Lciop and Pandora on the top right now, 5-1 each. Lciop with a better game win-loss differential. So Lciop currently in first place. Jack, 4-1, alongside Yuya, who's also 4-1. Griko and Sandbox rounding out the top 6, the qualify for the next stage spots. Higher Hajime, Line, JupiterKing, and Oyasu, all in the mix, and a couple good wins could put them right back in it. Igor, KK, and Rad all struggling right now at 1-4 apiece. So that one's going to be tough. Next up's going to be KK versus Griko. For those of you who want to get on the predictions over on the Twitch side, Madi has put that one up, so go ahead and jump on it, folks. KK versus Griko coming right your way right now. I think Morton can beat Moonlight easily, says Suradrita. I mean, anyone can beat anyone easily at this level. The big question is both gameplay and then how good's your analysis? And so far, Moonlight's analysis with his team this year has been real good. Real good. I was playing Clash, it's got a 1-year badge. Hey, Harshith, nice work. I have my 5-year badge. I am not as good as I should be for 5 years, but 6,600 is respectable. Respectable. Not as good as it could be. As Miku / Griko, and he changed his in-game name to Miku. Interesting. I've never seen that for Griko before. So Miku is actually calling himself Miku in-game. I wonder if he's going to change that for CRL too. All the way from Ghana, says Kwabenyo Opong. Well, what's up, man? Good to see you. What is happening today? What is going on today? Is this everyone? Oh, you know what? That's what it is. Is that he's playing this weekend, isn't he? Right? Isn't Griko in CRL this weekend? Right? Let me go take a look at that. I think that's right though. Yeah, he's playing this weekend, so there's no way that Griko's going to show any of his decks. Smart. Smart. The Miku count is his mini, says KFP. Ah, good to know. These decks today, just so everyone understands, Griko is in the CRL monthly final playing for $20,000, and he is not going to play any of the stuff he's going to be playing this weekend. There's no way. He's not going to risk that for this tournament. Because this tournament, you have to go so far to make any real money, and right now he's going to play this weekend for both CRL placement and for CRL play. I mean, he's already qualified, guaranteed, but I would like to get a little bit higher. But for his CRL placement mixed with the $20,000 for CRL monthly finals, it's not worth risking that for this tournament. So there you go. And KK going P.E.K.K.A. Ram Rider because he's trying to get back in this thing. Goblin Giant, E-Barb's Loon. Zaw saying, you guess he changed his name because no one can read Hiragana? Hiragana. I didn't know that said Hiragana. I don't confuse him with Mugi, though, because I know that Mugi has one less character in his name. So I'm able to not confuse Mugi and Griko now that I've seen it enough. Oh, can the Loon beat out the P.E.K.K.A.? Can the Loon beat out the P.E.K.K.A.? And the Loon beats out the P.E.K.K.A. 28 HP! What? What? KK can't get a break. KK can't get a break. Oh, my word. KK just cannot get a break today. Oh, my lord. The Loon just gets there before the P.E.K.K.A. does. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Ho-Hoon Hyun saying, good morning from Houston, Texas. Everyone stay safe through the storm. Yes, please, Hoa, please stay safe. It's been rainy, windy all night over in the Gulf Coast. So yeah, I have family there in Houston as well. Hope you're staying safe and doing well, bud. Man, Evar was right. That whole thing was crazy. I'm gonna see if I can say ahead of the predictions here. Is being on 4,800 good for having the game for 4 months? That's great. Nice work, the one and only. Keep it up. What a steal for a mid-ladder deck. Yeah, that was bananas. That was bananas. Okay. 20 HP. That was fun. What are my thoughts on Sir Tag? Great dude. I like Jake a lot. By the way, next up will be Oyasu versus Igor. For those of you keeping track, Oyasu versus Igor will be next, so that'll be the next for predictions. Why is Sir Tag not focused on competitive gameplay? Why would he when content creation works out so well for him? Like, there's no reason for I mean, he was offered a CRL contract the first season, but when you are at a high level of content creation, it's unless you already are in it from competitive, and even then, you know, there's a reason like why B-Rad switched to full-time content creation. Way more relaxing and way more lucrative. So yeah, Sir Tag, there's no reason for him to compete. And oh man. So KK running an actual deck. Grieco running Golem Hog Rider because he's trying to hide all of his decks for this weekend. And this is bananas. This is just bananas. Bomb Tower gonna hold a lot of this together, though. And does KK push here? He might just reset. No, he pushes. Okay. Snowball gets him one extra hog hit. Nice snowball there from KK. What do I mean when I say bananas? Crazy. Bananas is a slang for crazy. So 1382 after Grieco goes with the Golem Hog Rider Lumberjack push, and KK effectively defends with the Bomb Tower Knight Archer's combination, sets up the Hog Rider into that right-hand lane, and he doesn't have Hog in hand, so can't punish Golem to the right-hand side. Now after the cycle puts it down, but then that's going to be a counter. Not going to fully counter, but not going to give up tons of damage either. Oh, 2 shots. I guess he got one more shot than I expected. And Muskie now behind this. So it's like a Hog Cycle deck with Golem instead of a building. And the log does not push the Hog over. Archer's stacking. No big spell for Grieco. Keep that in mind. And now he's starting to cycle these Golems. And KK wants to push the right-hand side, but going to set up the Bomb Tower first so he can cycle 2 Bomb Towers. And now going to go with a Knight Archer's push. Interesting. And now drops the Hog behind everything else. Snowball to get all the bats off. Doesn't get the bats off, though. Snowball stops the Hog. But now KK is back to a second Bomb Tower. And he'll Bomb Tower again, I think, to the right of this? No, has to Bomb Tower to the left because of the Hog Rider coming in. Hog to the right-hand side, 734. Snowball trying to make enough room here. No defensive Snowball, and that might be the tower. EQ comes in, and well played. Good game. And now we're all tied up after Grieco has played. Grieco's played Gobble Giant Loon and now Golem Hog. Have fun. Have fun. Yeah, next thing with Mirror. Grieco will not be playing any of these this weekend. He's just trying not to give up his decks for analysis this weekend. Let's see. I feel like when the players play relaxed without pressure, they perform much better. Yeah. Lack of pressure is not good for performance typically. So, good analysis there. Imagine if Miku was playing mind games and actually plays these during next week's CRL. Yeah, that'd be crazy. That would be nutty. And, you know, Oyasu versus Igor is going to be the next matchup after this one's over. I'm glad I caught these guys today. I'll never see these decks again. Yeah. Yeah, you're getting a unique experience today if you're here. Leonard saying, I call Grieco plays Goblin Giant Sparky and Hoggy Q this weekend. Interesting prediction. Interesting prediction. Let's see. Looking at the YouTube chat here. I got far back. What does the winner of this tournament get? Lots of money. This is I think like a $30,000 or $40,000 tournament. Something like that. Next will be Lava MK, says Varun Kumar. Maybe. Who knows what he's going to do in this next one. But that's a possibility. Let's see. Morton plays better under pressure. That's why he's so good in stage tournaments. Yeah, I see that. Do y'all think Mirror needs a buff because the card is such a loose? Right? No, Mirror doesn't need to be in the game. Mirror's fun, and it was it made sense when the deck had, when we only had like 40 cards in the game, but now Mirror's whatever. I think if you're gonna rework Mirror, this is actually really crazy. If you're gonna rework Mirror, I think the rework is that it mirrors your opponent's card rather than your own. That's the rework. If you're gonna rework Mirror, everyone's confused because of nerfs and buffs trying to creative and also trying to, no, that's not what's happening with Grieco right now. Grieco's just trying to show decks for this weekend. He's not trying to experiment with the meta. He's going for the money. Yeah, as Marty's saying here, wants to make sure he gets that money. Hey, Eric Owen, I'm glad to be here. We've already been up for almost 2 hours in this tournament, and I got a full work day ahead of me, folks. Opinions on Minor Wall Breakers. I think it's the hardest deck to learn. No, I don't think so. Even I played it pretty well. Here we go. CRL need a banned card. Well, that's what Duels does. Is it instead of banning, we use dual mode, which I think is actually better. Mirroring the opponent's card would be cool. Yeah, I agree. And Kareem saying, Firkin, yep. I made a video back in April predicting 5 wildcard players who would all make CRL World Finals. And lo and behold, all 5 of them made CRL, including Firkin has guaranteed himself a spot in World Finals. So there you go. Most of my picks were at the time they were like not outlandish when I picked them, but they were like, hey, this person's not doing that well. Maybe they won't make Worlds. But Firkin was the one person that was like, he was not an easy pick. He wasn't one of those. He wasn't like a, oh yeah, of course, Rich type of pick. And I'm very proud that I got that one right. But I had a feeling. So just double bait with guards here. But is that last card going to be like Elixir Golem or something ridiculous? Imagine enemy. This is actually great. If you mirrored your opponent's card, imagine enemy makes Golem first play, and I just mirror it. That would actually be really funny. That would be really funny. Yay. Princess goes left lane. How do I rate the balance changes? So far, pretty good. You know, my deck got nerfed pretty badly. My deck got killed. But, you know, so far, so good. Why is he going to play classic decks? Because no one really wants to see those. I mean, I guess some people do. Let me say, I don't want to see those. I don't really need to see classic bait 2.6. It's interesting. The deck the classic deck I'm most interested in, that I hate playing against the most, but most like seeing is Expo. I like seeing Expo played at a high level. I hate playing against it, and I always like want to scream. Because also like Expo players, when you meet them on ladder, all they just do is go like Expo Tesla, right at the beginning, and then you're like, ugh. Bart Vandaloo saying, how are you doing? I'm doing great now that you're here, Bart. RG at the bridge right-hand side, 402 to 756. Guards trying to work. Got to control that Dark Prince. Got to be sure that... Oh, there you go. Zap to clean it up. RG goes one more shot. Kaboom! And there you go. KK getting back in the winner's circle here. Will it be enough to salvage this tournament? I don't know. But feeling better now. Grieco saying Royal Hogs need an emergency nerf. You might be right. They are a little bit strong right now. Why won't we see these decks again? Because the decks that Grieco was playing were all pretty silly. Especially the decks for 1 and 2. Decks 1 and 2 were out of control. He was just playing those to not show his decks for this weekend because he has CRL this weekend. You know what I mean? Where do pro players learn the micro plays? From practicing, from videos, all that stuff. But a lot of them practice them together. Hey, Master Nyarda in the chat. Have not seen you in a while. Good to see you, bud. Let's see. Let's see. Royal Hogs got a balanced buff. They're too strong. Oyasu versus Igor up next. I think we're about to jump in there right now. Nope. Let's take a look at the standings for a moment. And still, Lciop and Pandora, for both in 1 and 2 at 5 and 1. Jack and Yuya right behind that. And now with that one, KK is at 4 and 2, which means that KK is still potentially capable of getting to the top 6. Going to be hard to do, though. Going to be difficult for him to make it, but he could still get into the top 6. Predict World Finals champion. World Finals champion. Predict him right now. Okay, World Finals champion. You know, I think Man U has a good chance at winning the UEFA Championship this year, now that they have Cristiano. 2 goals in his first game. Did I do that right? Hey, Delta MK, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Delta MK, DM me. Rich, what do you think think will or should be the mindset of players who are coming to this level? How to control your emotions in the match. I don't know how to control your emotions in the match because I am certainly very tiltable. I'm definitely very tiltable, so I wouldn't be the best advice for that. Be the best one to give advice on how to control that. But you know, you have to be unafraid. You have to be unafraid of losing. And I think the biggest thing with any competition is being really. The more prepared you are, the less nervous you're going to be. Right? The more you can like put yourself in that spot again. That's the best way to do it. I miss P.E.K.K.A. Gobhut meta. Ugh. I don't like any spawner meta, but that's just me. What's my top 5 all-time favorite players in the world? Okay, this is more fun. All right, top 5 all-time. ACNRF, Meek and Booyah, OP Sam, and let me think about that one. Let me think about that last one. Let's go jump into the game. ACRF, Meekin, OP Sam, and maybe Volk. Top 5 all time. I mean, it's so hard to say that, right? But like, Meek and Booyah, I just think is so fun. Special place for me with ACNRF and with the Immortal / Super Space Station guys. Same thing with Sam and Vulcan. Big fan of them when they were TSM, and then of course beyond that. But of course, I mean, like, it's so hard to pick anybody. Like, there's so many players who I think are awesome, but that was what just popped into my head off the front. But then like Morton's obvious. I think it's pretty clear Morton's one of my all-time favorites. Igor versus Oyasu, says Patrick Reynolds. This is why I'm here. Thoughts on this meta? I've said already, it's pretty good. Master Nyarda saying, I think Inaban can make it to CRL Finals because of CRL ladder points, but won't do well in BO3 duels. Yeah, well, he's qualified for CRL World Finals. Anaban was one of my 5 wild card picks for CRL World Finals that I made back in April, alongside Furkan. At the time, Lucas was not playing well. I put Lucas on that list. At the time, Mugi had missed the first month and wasn't playing very well. I put Mugi on that list. And then who else? Who was the last person? It was... who was the last person on that list? Top 5 for Ho-Oh is B-Rad, Surgical Goblin, Morton, Air Surfer, and Wallace. Cool list there. Fashua. I don't know. You ask me that question tomorrow, and a lot of those names will change. Also, it's changed season by season. So we've gone from like a total troll matchup in the last one to Oyasu playing P.E.K.K.A. Ram Rider and Igor playing a pretty standard RG deck. Sasang saying, why did Todd disappear that competitive after a CRL victory? You know, Ta is a better player than I am, but is not a world-class player. He's made it to the last chance qualifiers. Ta is ranked 54th, primarily off the strength of that big season, of that big one season. But yeah, Ta's not. He has a chance to. He could prove me wrong at this LCQ and through Worlds. I don't think that he will. I think that I don't think Ta will make it out of the LCQ. I could be wrong there though. But Ta had great matchups. Like, Ta just had matchup pretty much the entire way through that time, the season that he won. He made a lot of mistakes. If you watch that monthly final, he made a ton of mistakes. And most pros were like, Ta will not be back in a monthly final, and they were right. So we'll see how he does in the LCQ, but I just don't think Ta is actually a world-class player. Like I said, he's better than most people. That's what you have to be where he is ranked-wise. But I think that what we saw that month was an anomaly as opposed to the norm for him. Playing at like getting that level. Ram Rider sneaks through. No, Fish Boy stops it. Leonard's top 5 is Baron, Morton, Igor, Air Surfer, and Surge. And RG will connect here. No, it won't. Log should finish. Log will finish. No, it won't yet. Oh my gosh. Hold on. No way. Can he beat out the lightning? Fire Spirit trying to stop things. No, he cannot beat the lightning. Oof. I'll add Reiki Jones to the list, says KFP. Yeah, oh yeah, Reiki. No, I'll add Reiki to that. Yeah, Reiki and Meekin. Right? That was that Ponos team was so fun to watch. I mean, yeah, it just changes all the time. What happened to the God RF? He retired. Because, you know, been grinding too hard for too long. My last wildcard pick was Viper. That's right. Dude, I crushed that. So my wildcard picks that I made back in April, Viper, Lucas, Mugi, now who was it? Furkan and who was the other person? I said it. I said this already. Viper, Lucas, Mugi, Anaban, and Furkan. That was my 5 wildcard picks back in April. Players who at the time were not doing well, except for Furkan, was quietly doing well. But players who, like, it looked like they might not make it. And, yeah, all 5 made it. That video aged very well. And that video is in my YouTube channel, by the way, if you guys want to watch it. You're sending so classic and see your entire streaming setup and your reflection. Yeah. Well, actually, what I need to do, one thing I need to do is I need to move these lights up and out a little bit. I can't move them out because they're actually at the width of my desk. I need to move them up though a little bit so they don't quite reflect as much in the sunglasses. Did Bancito make it to CRL Worlds? I don't believe so. Did he make it to the last chance qualifier? Let me look. I don't see him there. I'll link that tweet one more time, guys. If you want to see all of the players who have qualified for both CRL Worlds and for the LCQ, this is the list. The top 24 are confirmed. I guess there's still some potential for movement. I think the LCQ is actually locked. Or maybe it's not. The LCQ is also close to locked because of who actually qualified for this last weekend. So I think actually the list that you'll see there on that link is pretty close to locked. Yeah, it's locked, says Madi. Oh, and on Twitch, there's actually a command for the CRL standings. Nice. So minor wall breakers both ways. Delta MK saying surge before CRL is why the most dominant competitive player. We didn't lose a single competition he played in, except for didn't even qualify for CCGS. Right? So that's part of why the big narrative of Surge trying to come and win a world championship in CRL was so important. Oyasu didn't make CRL World Finals? No, not at all. He's typically not a great competitive player. Now, I think he's trying to tune up his competitive play. I think that a lot of what you're seeing here, him trying to be better and competitive right now, is him trying to make himself more viable for CRL next year. So Sank saying Keith, Kazutan, and Hasiel are my real-life buddies who made it then. Nice. Cool. Did Hasiel qualified, huh? Where is he? Is he on that list? I'm looking for Hasiel on that list. I see Chief Keef on that list. I see Kazu. Oh, I see Hasiel, yeah. Hasiel's been great this year. Very excited for him. DC saying going with CMC, Surge, AC, Morton, Backstab X. Yes, I remember all of them. Remember, they all played in CRL. Backstab and CMC just did that first fall season. So not quite a mirror. And you'd think, I guess it's maybe just a slower cycle is why this is harder for Oyasu. Right, the fireball for the Magic Archer, but instead he goes minor here to control it. And then the arrows for both wall breakers and spears. But this deck cycles just a little bit more slowly. And so far that's proving to be difficult here for Oyasu. And NATO plus Spear. Oh, good fireball, but does not get the connection on the right-hand side for Oyasu. 1278 to 961. And now that we're in double, triple is where I think Oyasu actually has the chance to really win this. In single, this was harder because of the faster cycle from Igor. But I think in triple, because of the ability with these big spells, I think that suddenly changes the math here. Good fireball. Does he pick up this miner? He doesn't. And Oyasu being real fast and loose with these miners. He's starting to play real. He's playing. I understand what he's trying to do here. Oh, and the Magic Archer connection on the right-hand side. Just a little bit. The cycle's a little bit too much here, and now he waves the white flag. GG, well played. Igor takes the 2-0 over Oyasu here. Patrick's top 5 are Ruben, Morton, Igor, Surgical, and Boss. Yeah, Magic Archer and NATO were hard. The faster cycle was hard. Let's see. Amit asking about specific help with Minor Rocket Valk cycle against how to play it against beatdown decks. I don't know. I don't have the answer for that. Oh yeah, what's the next match? Let me go ahead and ask what the next match is. Hey, Chuckwagon winning 3 predictions in a row. Get it. Let's see if I can figure out the match pretty quickly here. In time to get some predictions in. My guess is that it's going to be... My guess is going to be Line versus Jupiter or Rad versus Higher. Hold on. We're waiting on this one, guys. Trying to get the actual... Igor predicted Oyasu would predict Magic Marcher with Fireball. Yeah. Let's see. Expo Master's oh yeah. Oh, Expo Master's an all-time favorite. He's another all-time favorite of mine. I mean, look, there are so many players I can list as like people who are truly all-time favorites of mine, right? Like you put Expo Master on that list, you put Morton on that list. I mean, Lciop is a guy who I really, really love watching. You're talking about players like that. You know, so it's just like the list kind of goes on and on and on and on. I love watching IMJP play. Ruben's gameplay is great, but like IMJP is so exciting to watch. You know, there's so many fun people. Let's see. Moogie's my favorite Lavit player, says Patrick. Rad versus Higher was off stream. Good to know. So it's either Lion and JupiterKing or it's Grieco Pandora. I'm waiting for the answer on that one. Top 5 of all time for Zigzag. Mo, Surgical, Major E-Barb God, Ruben, and Moogie on his day. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about, like, are we ranking players or talking about our favorite players, right? So, hey, Master Yarn, I'm back watching on Twitch now. Okay. We're on both Twitch and YouTube, folks. We're everywhere. And it is KK versus Sandbox. Okay. Get that prediction in. KK versus Sandbox. I remember Sergio Ramos won 1 year or something. Yeah, Sergio Ramos won the CCGS. Frank says top 5, Igor, Surge, Lupanji, Baron, and Soking. Lupanji, interesting choice there. Someone an old school fan here, other than Igor. Remember when Marcel P used to play? Yeah, it's a long time ago. So KK going classic P.E.K.K.A. bridge spam here, or second classic, not full classic. P.E.K.K.A. bridge spam back, though, with the poison buff, that's for sure. And, of course, the change in the meta. Double bait for Sandbox, who is also playing this weekend, if I remember correctly. Yes, he is. So we'll see how much Sandbox shows decks here. We'll see. I'm very curious to see if he how deep he actually goes with that. Do I prefer Magic Archer or Minions for P.E.K.K.A. Bridge? Assault No Swing? Magic Archer. I mean, Magic Archer is one of my favorite cards in the game overall. My 2 favorite cards are Magic Archer and Ice Golem. So, I love Magic Archer. It's just so cool, and I think it's so great in this deck. And of course, you're talking about this deck. I saw some people mention in the chat a minute ago. Surgical Goblin versus Morton. This was the deck that Surgical Goblin won with. Morton, I mean, that matchup was 65-35 for Surge, and Morton nearly won that by the literal slimmest of margins. And that's a great connection for Sandbox. Wow. Just destroyed that right-hand tower. And it does connect, despite the Hunter being there, but not going to be enough. This is too little, too late. You see KK trying to spam this bridge pretty hard on the right-hand side. But it looks like it's pretty well locked down here by Sandbox. So game number 1 goes to our current number 4 player in the world. And well played. Good game. And, oh, quick. Little freeze there for a second. Sultan of Swing, some memory cards are Ice Wizard and Baby Dragon. Very cool. And Sank saying that Shoaib went on, finished top 72, went with a Giant Sparky on CWA. Very cool. Let's see. Best player, Molt YouTube, Chief Pat, Clash with Ash. Good content creators. Not best players, but good content creators. Better players than me. Although I did win my BL5 against CWA the one time I did it on channel. Video on my channel. It was a fun match. Let's see. Which esports KK is in? I don't know who KK is actually playing for right now. Let's see. Do I remember... let's see. Do you remember you that year 2018? Because I barely knew anything. I mean, a lot of us. Won a bunch of gems for Fantasy Royale. It was a learning year for many people, including myself. Has TNT quit? I think so, but I'm not entirely sure. 2 days ago, KK used that same take against Mugi. Okay, good to know. I remember Ming versus Surgical in the ESWC final. I didn't watch that, but I've watched it in retrospect. Has TNT quit? Like I said before, I think so. KK is not playing for Fav. I am no longer an Eagle in one trick, says Master Nyarda. Now I am a Recruits Hogs one trick. Well, I was a Skill Drill, Magic Archer, NATO one trick, and now I'm a no trick. Here we go. Game number 2. Sandbox with the advantage. Is Igor playing again is a question in the chat. And I think we've seen all of Igor for the day. KK looking like Hoggy Q. We'll see. Next match will be Jack versus Hajime. So that will be, keep that in mind. Ooh, thank you very much. Ooh, Mrs. Slayton coming through. You know, I'm going to hold on to this and wait until we're after the match to show you guys this on camera. Because Mrs. Slayton coming through with some fancy breakfast. You'll see in a minute. And off stream, Griko Miku won 2-0 against Pandora. Mrs. Slayton OP, as the Twitch chat is saying. Yep, that's absolutely true. Is the deck that Sandbox just used viable for ladder, GC, etc.? I believe it actually is. I believe it's somewhat. I don't like playing any deck with no big spell. I've seen variations similar to that one. The Hunter is new, though, because Hunter just got buffed. And Sandbox running Drill because he's not going to run Drill this weekend. Could Sandbox win with it? Yes, absolutely he could win with it. And will everyone go like, Rich is saying Drill's dead just because Rich is trash and Sandbox is good? Maybe. Also, I think Drill is dead, though. Even if Sandbox wins here. Not quite connecting. Yeah, this is another wacko deck that Sandbox is running. He's probably gonna win though. Snowball, yeah. I mean, you're running Cage NATO Drill against Hog Rider. So guys, this is not proof that Drill is still viable. It is proof that Sandbox has a Sandbox is a really good matchup here. I don't know if I would lose this against Mugi, and I'm bad. I mean against KK. And Sandbox just refusing to win the game here. And now KK is like, come on, man, let's end this. GG. Hello, Chief. I'm never going to let you down. And that's a win for Sandbox with a ridiculous deck. You can choose this is a great question. You can choose a collaboration between CR and a movie. Skin, sound, and everything with movies, TV series, TV show do you choose? That's really interesting. You gotta go with a big franchise, right? You gotta go with a big franchise. I think the most obvious choice is Marvel. That's the most obvious choice for a collaboration, right? I think there's a lot of things there where you're like, hey, you can make the Golem be Thanos, and you can make the what are some good ones there? Ice Wiz is Iceman easily, and the classic Wiz is the Human Torch, right? There's a lot of different fun things you can do with Marvel. Trying to think of like where how deep you would really get with some of that one. I think the Goblin Brawler might be Hulk, even though Hulk's so big, just because it'd be so fun to see Hulk smash out of the cage. Mega Knight, Mega Knight Hulk is also pretty obvious. Probably a little more on the nose there. Hold on, guys. This is the breakfast that Mrs. Slayton made. It's it might fall. It's waffles with Nutella and banana. Check that out. Could 2v2 ever be competitive? I think Brawlnana's trolling here because it didn't. You know what CRL was? 2v2 was competitive for 5 seasons of Clash Royale League. Let's see. What's the dang? What happened? What did I miss? Did something happen in Twitch? I see a lot of people talking in Twitch about something. Oh, is it just the food? Fair enough. Yeah, Mega Knight's definitely Hulk. What was Sandbox's last card? I don't know. I'm sure it's on Royal API. It looked like onions for some reason. Yeah, Mrs. Slayton is goated. Yeah, let's go ahead and try this out. I mean, it's gotta be good, right? It's waffles with Nutella and banana, right? This has to be amazing. Bandit would be Black Widow, says Sultan of Swing. That's a good one. Bandit would be Black Widow's a good one. All right, so Marvel's an easy choice there. Let's go. Could 2v2 ever be competitive, like in the game? I'm not sure what that means. I mean, like put in a ladder or something? They won't do that. It was competitive for 6 seasons. Good point there, Pranav. Because of Clash Royale. Because of CRL China. Neil saying Chief Bat beat some pros, though, in that one tournament. Yes, that's a long time ago. And very different level of pros then. Man, Ram Rider still connects. I don't know what this means, Surya. Like, have I ever had a DC and then lost a game? Yeah, that's happened before. Think to everybody. Are there predictions for Hajime and Jack? I did say that, right? Did we get predictions in for that? I think we missed it. Which would be Scarlet Witch. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think Marvel's the easiest answer. If you want to go a little bit deeper. Let me see if I can come up with a less on the nose answer, though. You kind of have to it kind of feels like it has to be a franchise, though. Lciop 6-1 now, says Saul Goodman. Oh, I guess that should update in a minute. Lciop just 2-0'd Yuya, so they'll update that in a moment. Lciop playing great. Let's see if he stays in CRO Worlds. Or, I mean, he'll still be in LCQ no matter what, but let's see if he stays on a qualifying match. And this is the last match of the day, folks. This Jack versus Hajime. So this is it after this one. Yeah, Star Wars as a suggestion, but that one's also kind of on the nose. High school one would be R2-D2, right? Ram Rider on the opposite lane going to be a real problem. Has to spend the snowball, but still going to get some more touches. And even with all that on the board here, Jack doesn't get much out of it. I've never tasted a bretzel. I don't know what that means. A bretzel? A bretzel? 984 on the right-hand lane. Now 940. So this is a big push here for Jack. He has a lot on the board. This will tell us a fair bit. I don't know if he gets through here, though. Good poison. You're going to get some nice value on both the Mother Witch, but of course the Fisherman pulling. And now full send from Jack. All slow down, though. Man, poison slow is so impactful. It's only 15%. And only slows movement, and it's so huge. And what a great time with the Mega Knight to preserve the Fisherman. Really great timing from Jack. Poison slow plus bar barrel to keep everything in the poison. Hajime doing a good job of locking this right-hand lane down. 12:28 remaining. Now down to 12:05. Jack's been doing a good job, though, of slowing down of stopping the bleeding, if you will. Oh, and Fisherman does not pull that Ram Rider. Instead, walks towards it 3 steps. Gives it the damage. 629 to 1161 as we go to the final minute. Triple elixir coming. And that poison is better against Royal Hogs than you would think. Right, I used to think that poison against Royal Hogs, ugh, who cares? But that's slow, really. Again, impactful is the big word. And just like that, it's 870 to 629. 870, 629 is the gap right now. And now Hajime may try to make sure he gets tower damage with that poison on. P.E.K.K.A controlled, 2 Inferno Dragons down. E-Wiz needs to get taken care of here by Jack. And the Mega Knight way in the back. This is Jack's opportunity right here. If he gets the damage here, he can win this. Otherwise, it's GG. Poison in on defense. Puts those piggies at a crawl. They don't quite get enough, and that's going to be a win for Hajime here in game number 1. I'm seeing some Hawkeye's Magic Archer suggestions. Game number 1. All right, so what's a less obvious choice for the Clash Royale crossover with some other IP? I'm trying to think. You have to have a franchise that has a deep enough list of... Right, you have to get to like 100 characters. Right, that's the hard part, is you have to really get that crossover. Right? So all the obvious ones are like these big, expansive franchises, whether it be Marvel's the easiest one. Pokemon would be interesting. Because there's actually a lot of crossover with abilities, right? Let me actually look at I can look at my comics for a second. Calvin and Hobbes, that's not a crossover at all, right? No, nothing there. Oh, we're back into our game. Here we go, game number 2. Which esports would I join if I had the chance? If I was good enough to play Apex competitively, I would. But I'm not good enough for that. Sandbox's last card was E-Giant, says Delta. That's hilarious. With Sir Tag, Harry Potter's regular wizard, not sure about the rest of it. That's really funny. Clash, ooh, Yagit with a great one. Clash Royale times Looney Tunes. Ooh, that's actually a good one. That's actually a good one. Looney Tunes would be really funny. I mean, you already have the Hunter would be Yosemite Sam. Or Lumberjack. Any Igor today? Igor is done today. There's no more Igor today. We'll see Igor again next APAC day, which is Thursday. I'm not casting Thursday, but I will be casting Tuesday and Thursday next week for APAC. In fact, next week I'm casting APAC on Tuesday, NA on Wednesday, and then APAC again on Thursday. So 3 days in a row of Queso Cup action right here on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. If you're here, you're probably subbed. But if you haven't, go ahead and sub. In Star Wars, Bomber be the Mandalorian. Interesting. Hey, DC the Boss gifting a Tier 1 sub over on the Twitch channel. Thank you very much, dude. Do I play any PUBG Mobile? I pushed Platinum this season. And then once I got the Platinum, the game's impossible to play. I'm not good enough to get... Like, once I got the Plat, it was like, oh, I get killed before I can see anything. And big ol' clone here for Jacko. NATO cleans up almost all of it. Someone played the Wizard. Why is this card doesn't use? Because Wizard's bad. So here we go. Sudden death overtime. Hajime does have the lead. It's going to be hard for either one of them to do anything here. Ooh, Street Fighters is a good suggestion. The Fisherman would be not Zangief. What's the name of the guy who can stretch really far? Jack just stacking here. It's crazy to see how much the Night Witch rework didn't just really hurt Night Witch, but also hurts this deck specifically. Because no Bat Spawn on death makes Clone so much less impactful. The Bat Spawn was a major reason why Clone was anything. Oh, you know what? So this is a deep cut, and so only a few of you will get this. Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere would actually be a really cool crossover for people who cared. You don't have the easy costumes though, but like Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere actually has a wide variety of characters and abilities across the different universes or different worlds. Muhammad asking, why doesn't Oyasu play 2.6? Because 2.6 is not viable in competitive play. Oyasu's only good with it on ladder because most players are not world class. But against world class players, 2.6 is not viable. And this looks like it's going to be nice and easily shut down here by Hajime. Oyasu tried to go ahead. I mean, Jack tried to go ahead and get the Fly Machine connection. Can't get it done. And that's going to be a 2-0 for Hajime. Getting it done. Dalsim, there you go, Guillermo. Dalsim is the correct answer for the guy from Street Fighter. And GG, well played. Hajime with a big win. We should be getting the standings here in a minute. Then, of course, we'll be wrapping up our day here in just a few moments. But it's been a whole lot of fun. By the way, of course, if you're on Twitch, stick around for the end because we're going to go find someone cool to throw a host to or a raid to. Oh, and no standings yet. We'll get the standings here in a minute. Let's see. Which card holds the record for most balance changes? I don't know, but that's interesting. Oh, let's look at the current standings. At the end of today, there's going to be 3 more days of APAC play. Lciop currently on top 6-1. I don't think that's enough to clinch necessarily, but it's pretty close to clinch the next round. Pandora 5-2. Jack 4-1 himself, or 4-2. I think he's supposed to be. We'll see what that change looks like. Yuya is 4-2. Sandbox, Griko, both 4-3. Higher and Line, both even at 3-3. Hajime, Igor, JupiterKing, Oyasu, and KK all with 2 wins, but of course 2-4. Very different than 2-5 at this stage. And Rad hanging out here for a minute, but not going to be on that long. And those are your final standings on the day. Guys, it's been a whole lot of fun. Started with a very early morning. Finally got some coffee. Took a while. But finally got some coffee, able to wake up and get ourselves ready. And that's the Mistborn guy, says Hugo. Next on my reading list. Yeah. Mistborn, the Way of Kings / whatever you want to call it, the Stormlight series. What else does he do? There's one other series that I just read of his. Elantris, another one of his. Yeah. That's the Mistborn guy. Yeah, Brandon Sanderson. Very, very fun writer. Anyway, that was super fun, guys. I'll be back. I don't think I'm back tomorrow, although I will be posting some videos between now and the weekend. And, of course, this weekend on the official esports channel will be CRL Monthly Final, the last monthly final, and a big chance to see, can Bob the Rock, who is currently ranked number 41, can he overtake Lciop and make it into that overall auto qualification spot for CRL Worlds? And of course, we'll assign that last bit of cash. So that's Saturday and Sunday, and then next week we're back Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with the Queso Cup. So thank you very much if you're on YouTube and you haven't yet. Please subscribe, ring the bell, do all that stuff so you don't miss any of it. And, of course, if you're on Twitch, hang out here because we're going to go find someone very cool to throw a nice little hosty host to. That's it for the day. It's been fun. As always, be excellent to each other. Be excellent to each other. All right, later. And there we go. All right, hang on.